Hey everyone, when you're letting your clay dry out, what you want to do is make sure that the surface areas are all being treated equally or drying out at the same rate. So if you flip these over, you will have more surface area. Right now the bottom is hitting the table. So if I turn this over, now the edges are hitting the table and more surface area is being exposed. Over here on plates like this, what I do is these paper towels last night were damp. They're still a little damp, but what it did is protect these edges right here that are raised that allow for air to be exposed. You know, it's exposed to air on both sides, whereas again, the bottom of it, only the top of this is exposed, therefore the bottom is not drying out, but I couldn't flip it over last night because this was still very delicate. So if it's not small and you can't flip it over to hold its shape and you're worried about something cracking, all you have to do is put a damp paper towel over the edges like this, and that'll keep that from drying out too quickly, and it'll allow this to dry out even though only the top is exposed. Here we have another one with edges where I covered the edges to allow this. I also have dry paper towels underneath these to allow for some of that moisture to go away. Here we have another one. And again, we have edges here. This one's still pretty wet. You can tell because of the color of it. It's a little darker brown. And this one, I think today we can actually flip over so that it has the entire surface exposed, equal amounts. I have flipped all of these over so that the bottoms could dry out. If I left them like this, the bottom here wouldn't be exposed. This is exposed on both sides, so this would dry out faster than the bottom, and we don't want that. We want everything to dry out at an even pace. Over here, we have some cute little projects, and as you can see, what I did last night was wrap the handle. This was damp last night. So look at this delicate little handle in here. Hello, little guy. And what I did was wrap that to allow this surface to dry out at an equal pace to this handle. Otherwise, this handle would dry out really fast and break away from this cut part. Same thing over here with this cute little teapot. I wrapped it in a damp paper towel, and there it is. So we just don't want it to be as exposed to as much air. And then there's another little delicate handle in here. So there it is down in there. I wrapped him, I protected him. It was a very light wrapping. I was not forceful at all with anything. I figured some of these all had decent same amount of exposure to the air. So that's really all that's important, is making sure that nothing, anything that you add on to your clay projects don't dry out faster than other parts of the clay project. So again, this was left exposed to the air all night last night. This was not. The edges were not. I can take this off today, reuse that paper towel. Let's be good to the earth. And so I'm no longer afraid of these edges breaking away from something that was not exposed to air. I could pick this up and turn it over, but I'm worried that this part is just a wee bit delicate and that it may break off. Let's look at this one. How did this one dry out overnight? Good. So again, carefully remove everything, and now we are ready to put some of these in the kiln, just on low today. Maybe help them expedite the drying, but I'm probably going to do a load today. Obviously, this is not going to be dry enough to put in today. These you can see the color change, the difference between something that's a little darker, something a little lighter. But when you are letting these dry at home, please make sure you are protecting all of the additions, any additions that you put on or any edges that are exposed to air. All right, email me with questions as usual, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Let's see how this one looks now. Oh, this one's really nice. And now I may flip this one over. Hold on. very, 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 very carefully. There we go. We don't want anything to break. And now the bottom is exposed here to the air. All right, everybody, there is your how to dry out your projects video.